The last leg of this journey brings me to a brewery that actually produces a beer that's used in one of the local cheeses.
There they are, frozen in time, looking out over a room of mine. All of those pictures that are hanging on my wall seem to be looking out at nothing at all. I can see they've been looking down on me.
The Robinson family have been brewing in Stockport for over 170 years. Their range of Old Tom beers, named after the old brewery cat, are the stuff of brewing legend. Old, Ginger and Chocolate Tom sell worldwide and represent some of the most diverse and fascinating flavour experiences in beer today.
Constant reminders of everything you've seen. I can see they've been looking down.
Robinsons are one of the few breweries left in the country today that still has dray horses, and what magnificent fellas they are. And what better place to do a bit of cooking. So I hope you don't mind, mate. I've borrowed your stable and set my stove up in there. I will make it up to you later though. Cheers. Right, Graham, I'm very excited about tasting these beers, particularly because this was actually voted best beer in the world, wasn't it?
It was, yes. It won 4 different awards at the same event, in the World Beer Awards, and ended up being the the world's best beer. So we're very much pushing that.
This is the original Old Tom.
Yeah. Well, it was originally brewed in 1899. One of the brewers actually drew a picture of the cat in the brewing book, and we still have that record in our archives.
This fella here?
This is the cat, yes. This is the winking cat. And so we've always kept that as our sort of mascot. And we've been brewing it, as I say, since 1899. And this is the product here.
I mean, it's an absolutely glorious colour, isn't it? It's like a sort of deep mahogany.
It's a lovely colour, yes.
And I mean, what I love about this particular style of beer as well is the complexity to it. It's dark, it's fruity.
There's lots of flavours there, certainly in the bottle version. You get a lot of dark chocolate flavours coming through, dried fruit type flavours come through.
Yeah. But it's got balance, again, which is hugely important, isn't it?
It is a very complex beer to actually describe the flavours. They're the type of ones that we describe the beer as.
This is Old Tom chocolate.
With chocolate, yes.
Right, interesting. So it's the same base beer, is it?
It is. It's Old Tom. It's been diluted down to 6% alcohol, so it's not quite as strong, but it's got a very more milk chocolate stroke, hot chocolate type of flavour and aroma, rather than your typical dark chocolates that you tend to get with using dark malts and chocolate malt. So it's very, very different beer. It goes down very well with the ladies. They tend to like this.
I mean, I'm familiar with those chocolate stouts, which, as you say, is more of a bitter chocolate thing, but oh my word, that is hot chocolate in a glass.
It is, yeah. It's lovely, isn't it?
That's incredible.
It's gorgeous.
Oh yeah, the girls are going to love this. That is incredible.
It's still got all the overtones, the Old Tom overtones there, but still.
It's hot chocolate in a glass.
It's lovely.
But again, it's got balance. It's got that lovely sweetness that's of the chocolate, but you've got that balancing bitterness to it as well.
Yeah.
So, last but not least, Old Tom with ginger.
Yep. We developed this when ginger being very much a flavour of the moment. We wanted to try and get the Old Tom and ginger complex to come together, and we did a lot of trials with this, and we're very pleased with the final product, because you get a nice ginger kick, and it's complemented by the Old Tom as well. So
yeah, I mean, ginger
nice
is one of those flavours that really does go with beer. I mean, ginger beer is obviously
you just smell the aroma on that.
Oh yeah, that's just like you've cut into some fresh ginger. Wow. That just fills your mouth, doesn't it?
It's very warming as well, yeah. It's lovely.
I've brought along with me today the cheese named after this iconic beer. Shall we have a little taste and have it with its namesake? So, You see, I'm a great believer in English cheese with English beer.
Yes.
They just somehow go together so naturally.
Yep.
And it just brings out flavours in the beer that you don't taste when you have the beer on its own, and vice versa in the cheese.
Complement each other. Oh, lovely.
Right. Well, I have to say, this inspires me to cook a little dish for you.
Right.
And I couldn't possibly think about doing anything else with that other than a Welsh Rarebit. In fact, it almost is a Welsh Rarebit on its own. Welsh Rarebit, you have mustard in it, beer in it is fantastic. That's already there. So I'm just going to put some other ingredients in there and we'll give it a go.
I'm sure that'll be gorgeous.
And then we'll do a little taste test with whoever we can find to sample.
Sounds
I'm
good.
sure we won't be short.
No.
I'm going to start off putting in the Old Tom Cheddar and then a good slug of the beer itself. In she goes. And we're just going to give that a good old stir, and that's just going to start melting. All those lovely cheese and mustard and beer flavours are all going to meld in together. I mean, the great thing about using this Old Tom Cheddar is that those fabulous rarebit flavours of the mustard and the beer are already in the cheese. So now we're going to make the crostinis. Really easy, really quick, and a great way to use up that old stale baguette that you'd otherwise throw in the bin. All we do is just slice it up, nice and thin like that, just a few millimetres thick. Lay them out on a baking sheet so that one layer only. And then a good drizzle of olive oil. Just get that over like that. And then freshly ground black pepper and some lovely Maldon sea salt. And just put those in a 180-degree preheated oven for about 5 minutes, just till they start to go a little bit golden brown around the edges. Cheese has melted. Whatever you do, don't let it boil, otherwise it could split. But once that's melted, in with the flour and in with the breadcrumbs. There we go. And not forgetting a little touch of mustard powder. There we go. Once you've added those ingredients, just keep stirring, cook it for a few more minutes until it starts to pull away from the sides of the pan. At that point, it's ready, and you can take it off the heat, ready to add the eggs. So it's pulled away from the sides of the pan now, so we're now going to pour that into a bowl, and we're going to add our egg, but let it cool down to room temperature before you put the egg in. So the mixture is now cooled down to room temperature. We're going to add just a few drops of Worcester sauce. We're going to add the whole egg and the egg yolk. We're going to get a bit of the old Maldon sea salt in there, a little bit of freshly ground black pepper, and then just basically beat it until that egg is completely combined with the cheese mix. So now that's all combined, we can get that in the fridge and it just goes like Play-Doh and it becomes really pliable and it's really easy to spread then on your toast, on your smoked haddock or on your crostinis. We've cooled down the crostinis and we've chilled the mixture down in the fridge. And now we're just going to spread it over the top of each crostini. Right, so there's the last one. We've got a grill that's been preheating. And we're just going to bob those under just for a few minutes until they go lovely and golden brown on top. Okay, let's have a look at these bad boys. Oh yes. Now then, I know we've put the Old Tom into the rarebit, but I think it might be too overpowering to have it as an accompaniment.
Yeah.
Because it's such a big flavoured beer. Works great in the food, but that lovely golden hoppy best bitter.
The bitterness is coming through, yeah. It's lovely.
Now, have I got the nod of approval from you on that one?
Mm-hmm. You have.
Thing is, we just need to do one more taste test.
Right.
And it's, I'm afraid it's somebody who really does count around here.
Right.
So I'm going to go and give him a go.
Right.
So I've got a real connoisseur here for the ultimate taste test. Trident, tell us what you think, mate. He likes it. Check that out. Anyway, that's it for this programme. I'm off to Wales for the next Food and Beer Show for a bit of fabulous Welsh lamb and some great beers. Oh yes, that's the kind of clean plate I like to see. Thanks, buddy.